bring Indigenous plants back to the land, whether it's the interior courtyard of a museum or whether it's in different parts of the city, it's so important to re-indigenize the landscape, decolonize that environment for the pollinators, for the birds, for other wildlife. I'm really excited about this opportunity to work in this garden and to revitalize it. This garden is on the site of Snew, which is a Squamish village. I really wanted to see this whole site become an Indigenous food forest to represent what was here before colonization, before this building was here. And really this scenario did exist here. There are wetlands on this site. All of the plants that you find that we've planted in here are all plants that grew here for centuries.
It's just as we, as people, need our community, we have family. All of our plants that we're looking at, they have families, they have a community network. We are all part of the ecosystem. No one is above it or excluded, but these are all different working gears that are all related to each other.
I was thinking about how, all the years that you were growing up and how I was always teaching you about native plants and growing things, and now it's just so natural to you.
Looking back when I was a kid at a summer camp, I was eating huckleberries in Stanley Park by the train, and the leaders are like, "You can't eat things, it's probably a poisonous red berry." And I was like, "Are you crazy? This is huckleberry."
So just thinking about, as Indigenous people in a really contemporary urban setting, how we have to adapt in so many ways, but our connection never severs. And that knowledge transfer, to give that knowledge on to you, and then watching you giving that knowledge, to your daughters, and how empowered they feel learning about things. It's really important to remember that that's what our ancestors really want from us, is to keep lifting each other up with language, with knowledge, and with culture, and medicine. Like, this garden is going to be such medicine for people. Now, with the revitalization of more Indigenous plants, I really hope to see this little forest flourish. This site brings in people from all over the world, so I really wanted to highlight it as this is what Indigenous foresting looks like to us, and this is what a wilding garden looks like.
The plants are inviting, and it creates that environment that you can interact with, that you don't have to stand from the glass and see what it looks like in here, but it's inviting you can sit down on a log or on a rock and see up close.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really fun to watch how the public starts to interact with the space and hear what they say, and I really hope that they love it, because it's kind of nice to kind of pull yourself out and bring yourself into a place like this and feel what that natural energy is, and to bring yourself back to the ground. So, literally coming back to the earth by being immersed in it, and there's so much value in just sitting and observing and being in nature. We can bring ourselves back to what our ancestors saw as their ties to creation.